Fantasy Flight Games at Gen Con 2024 just had their in-flight report, and they announced the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Expansion that will be coming from Marvel Champions next. And I think there's been a little bit of mixed emotion about it. And again, it's super early on. We know nothing. So a lot of this video is just gonna be pure speculation and just talking a bit about it. We did just get a live stream talking about a bunch of things because I don't know the S.H.I.E.L.D. storyline super well. So kind of gets into that a little bit too. Anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit about the video itself. I can't play the video because not that I think Fantasy Flight Games would copyright strike me, but why risk it? And also the video stutters a lot because they were live streaming it from Gen Con where everyone's using the internet. So it's really, really hard and we don't have the actual video yet. So really quick, let's go look at a few, I think, key scenes from the video. So the first one I want to talk about is this was early on. They talk about AIM, or they show AIM, I should say. So they have the AIM minions, I guess. So I think AIM will be a focus in this. Makes the most sense. AIM's kind of like the counterpart to S.H.I.E.L.D, right? The bad guys of S.H.I.E.L.D, or not the bad guys of S.H.I.E.L.D, but the bad guys versus S.H.I.E.L.D. So they're gonna be talking about AIM. So we have that in the box. It looks like makes the most sense. We also have this silhouette of two different heroes, S.H.I.E.L.D. Avenger heroes. Really quick, because I know people are going to speculate this, Nick Fury and Quake. Those are my guesses right now. And I think Nick Fury and Quake are going to be the box heroes. I think they need heroes to help sell the box. And I think Nick Fury makes a lot of sense for that box. Hero Pack makes a lot of sense too. But I'll get into the box theory in a second. The other thing I want to point out really quick is there's a still of a guy in a red hat. We're all kind of guessing Bucky Barnes at this point for Winter Soldier. I think him as a hero pack makes 100% sense. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. So that's my theory, is they were kind of like leaking that out. Now, right before this, they kind of froze the video for a bit because the transmission didn't get good. And I didn't know if there was going to be like a still of somebody else. It looks like there's like a photo or something. We can't really see until the video comes out, so we can speculate later on it. In the live streams whenever we get to see this video in its entirety. So I'm hoping that there's more hints there, but as of right now, I'm going to take this as a Bucky Barnes hint. Okay, really quick. So I think a lot of people are riding the high from X-Men. I know a lot of people are ready for X-Men to be done and to move on, and I think a lot of people are hoping for Fantastic Four or Defenders to be the next cycle. I thought it was going to be Fantastic Four, I'll be honest. After them doing this, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. They put like a buffer in before another big release. I thought they were going to kind of ride that high and keep it going. But I think the reason you put a big name hero in that box is to help sell that box, right? I don't think a lot of people know the villains of S.H.I.E.L.D. very well. I sure don't. MODOK is a really popular one. Baron Zemo is a really popular one. The whole Skrull group or race, I guess I should say, is a popular one. So there's different popular ones, and once we start like thinking about it, you know, they came to mind. But how are you going to sell this box to people? And I think putting Nick Fury in the box is a great way to sell it. Pairing Nick up with Quake, who's a quote unquote lesser known hero, is a great way. I think you do 4 to 6 hero packs. You can have, like we said, I think Winter Soldier has to be one of those packs. I think Falcon makes sense as one of those packs. I think Maria Hill makes sense. I think Squirrel Girl, hashtag nut punch, makes sense. So that could be your 4. If you go up to 6, I think that's really cool, but we'll see. We don't know for sure. So anyway, that is basically all the video shows. I'm excited to see, again, the scene before this. It looks like there's something there, but not 100% sure. And again, a lot of the video is just kind of stuttering in and out, unfortunately. So what are my thoughts? What are my thoughts of this? I'm fine with it. Again, after it was announced, a part of me was slightly disappointed because I really thought it was gonna be a Fantastic Four, and I was kind of informed later on and let known later on that Caleb is a big Fantastic Four fan, apparently. So he wouldn't be designing this box. This would be Tony's box. So it does kind of make sense having Tony be a filler. I don't want to, that sounds so negative, but you know what I mean? Like a box that just has a 1 cycle off and that's it. Let Tony do that. This also gives opportunity for a lot of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff to be done, like old S.H.I.E.L.D. keywords. They could do other keywords they haven't touched on in a long time. They could do more preparation cards, right? There's a way that you could revive a lot of the older heroes, not revive them, but, you know, do little fixes or, you know, push their metas in different directions, right? I know a lot of times we get caught on trying to fix an old hero, and maybe you just are able to do other things with the hero. Maybe that's not really fixing the hero, but just giving it more giving them more opportunity to do different things. Having a deck where Hulk can run protection or something like that. Black Widow does something besides protection and justice, right? Making a more aggressive Black Widow deck, I think, could be fun. So I think there's different things they can do with this cycle that will, one, have the new people that joined Marvel Champions from the X-Men wave want to buy the old stuff and, play catch up. And two, all of us that have been here, before X-Men, essentially, giving us more reasons to play the older heroes again. Right. So I think there's two ways to do this, really. So I'm excited for each of those ways. I think overall, I think it'll be interesting. There's a lot of different directions. We don't know a ton yet. So that's why really let me know your thoughts down below, right? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What are your thoughts? What are your expectations? What are you hoping to see? What are you not hoping to see? I think that, again, there's a lot of interesting things they could do. And a lot of people have been pointing out too that this is a good way to segue story-wise, because the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Avengers have worked with like all the X-Men and comic book lore to tie this in at the end to a Fantastic Four or a Street Defenders or whatever else, right? It's a good bridge to connect the storyline if that's what they're trying to go for. So anyway, overall, am I excited? I'm always excited for more Marvel Champions. I'm not going to be upset about that. It'll be interesting to see the direction in which this goes. And I will, the one thing last I will say is they picked up on the meme of like, Marvel Champions is dead, right? The game is dead. And it is basically a meme at this point. But they did make a comment that they are investing in this a long time, that that this game is not going away anytime soon, which is good news, right? There is a slight worry that people had that they would have like a couple more cycles left. And then what heroes are really left? Like, really, do they have like a bunch of A-list heroes still or not? But if they do things like this, if they get into the Civil War stuff, if they get into the what if stuff, there is a lot of stuff they can do moving forward, but they still have to kind of do, the Fantastic Four stuff and the what am I thinking of? The Defenders cycle, the Midnight Suns. I know a lot of people want to see. So there's a lot of different things that people still want to see, obviously, but they don't have any. They're not slowing down on this, which I think is a really good sign. It's really, really good to see. They're not acknowledging out loud, which I think is important. I will also mention that in another Discord, one of their marketing guys for Fantasy Flight Games, for Marvel Champions specifically, has made a comment in the past that they expect to go back to a normal release cycle next year. Now, take that with a grain of salt because that's not an official statement. That's a marketing guy saying in a Discord that isn't related to Fantasy Flight Games. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm hoping it is. So I know a lot of people are worried too that, it's going to be an entire cycle or an entire year of just S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. Maybe not, right? If they do all the S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff the first half of the year and the second half of the year, they do whatever else it may be. I think, again, people start feeling better about this cycle then, because it's not an entire year until, Fantastic Four or Defenders or whatever. So hopefully they pick up the release pace. I think they will personally. I think they, not that they need to, but Marvel Champions is definitely one of their big three lines, I think, at this point. I think S.H.I.E.L.D. is their biggest, and then I think it's Marvel Champions and Arkham are their next two biggest. I don't know which way it goes, but I think those are the next two. So they need to kind of pick up the lines in general to make sure the content's being produced, so, they get paid. Anyway, like I said, let me know your thoughts down below. While you're down there, make sure to like button, hit subscribe, join the Discord. We've been talking about this stuff basically all day in Discord, so make sure to join that, and I will see you all next time.